Yo, what's up? It's been a minute. The last time I made an update on SmallCTl was a few weeks ago. And when we made that update, I mentioned I was trying to get small models to complete tasks or multi-step tasks. It's been 3 weeks. I've been doing a lot of vibe coding, a lot of human testing, and version 0.1.1 was released last night. And we've gotten small models to complete simple tasks. We still haven't gotten them to complete 2 tasks, okay? Just getting them to complete 1 task has been a struggle, but we've managed to overcome that hill. Getting them to complete 2 tasks is proven to be another hill I might have to try to die on, right? This is, it's frustrating, but all the same time, the progress is nice. I get why people like programming. There's a satisfying feeling from envisioning something and seeing it come to life. It's addicting. But let's talk about SmallCTl and small models. Small models are actually a lot more capable than you think. Would I trust Qwen 3.54b to write a full, website for me? No. Would I trust it to read and summarize configs? 100%. Would I trust it to install packages? 100%. Would I trust it to debug why a package isn't working? 100%. Would I trust it to be able to fix why that package isn't working? 60% of the time it works 100% of the time, boys, you know? So SmallCTl is meant to be a agent harness for small language models. Let's put a small language model to the test. Behind me, we have Qwen 3.54b. So a very small model, something you could run on like a laptop or a powerful enough smartphone. But it's been distilled, meaning it's been trained on how to think like Opus. And we're going to ask it to do a quick investigation. Let me go ahead and copy and paste this prompt. We're going to run this prompt with Qwen 3.54b, 9b, and then we're going to try the bigger models and see what we get out of the results. So I went ahead and pasted in the prompt, and the prompt is SSH into this remote host and do a quick investigation pass. Notice that it asks for permissions. We'll just full send for the entire session, and we'll give it a few moments and see what it says. Remember, this is entirely locally, and because this is such a small model, it goes by so quick. Look at that speed, boys. If only it was also as smart as the real Opus while being this fast, that would be amazing. And look at that. Oh, it's getting closer. All right, so it says investigation complete. All commands executed successfully. And when we scroll up, you can see, let's see here, running processes, review interactive services, examine container services. So I asked it to provide a summary, and it didn't really provide a very good summary. You know what I mean? I thought I wanted a little bit more detail here. Let's see. Review interactive services. Examine container D service status as its critical runtime component. So it found some services. It found we had SSHD, HD, systemd, dbus, cron has been in it. I did not like the information provided. Do a deeper investigation. Not enough info. And this is normally where it starts to struggle, because you can ask it to do one thing just fine, but then as you ask it to go back and gather more information for you, it starts to drift a little bit. And that's because the small models aren't necessarily smart enough to self-correct when you start tossing multiple tasks to them. This is where the harness should be coming in and kind of trying to guide the small model through the task. So let's see what happens here. And it started looping. So again, we did 1 pass. What we can do though is start a new session. So we can just copy this. And one of the V.1.1 features is that you can actually click chat, start new chat. And that basically gives you brand new context. And we can paste the same prompt. And then we can just do a detailed summary of findings investigate any containers / web servers running. So we gave it the same prompt, but with a little bit, we're asking for a little bit more, right? My goal would be that you could just slide this in without having to reset the conversation context. It does better on second passes. Let's see. What command did it run? Okay, and let's see what it does here. Oh, this is a much better result here. So it seems with the small models, you get what you ask for. You know, you ask for a little bit more detail, it gives you a little bit more detail. You ask for not a lot, you ain't gonna get a lot, right? Very interesting. All the same though, this is a small model 4B calling tools, SSHing into remote servers, gathering information and providing you a summary. That is, I think that's impressive, right? Could you have done this on your own? Yes. But what's the fun in that? All right, so we're trying a new prompt, right? We tried that old prompt and we tried another re-steer and the model started looping. You can see the looping here. So again, 4B model, we're giving it a somewhat more complicated prompt. Same thing, do an investigation pass, see what you can find, right? Make a summary of your findings, and then let's see what it says here. So recognize that it's logged in before, recognizes its tool calls, read the access log, right? So it did better this time. We asked it to do more. It did more. So that's the thing with the 4B models. You got to be precise in your prompt. It'll do exactly what you tell you to do. The 4B model will do exactly what you tell it to do. No more, no less. And maybe not even what you tell it to do. But I told it to log in, get a summary of containers. You know, it's found some containers, found Docker was running. Read the nginx config, which it did, right? Let's see. So we have a modules enabled. We have sites enabled, right? It shows our access log, shows nginx and Docker is running on that host. So that's a better summary. We asked for more info, gave it more info. Let's do a more advanced test here. This is Qwen 3.54b. And what we would like to do is edit this website I have right here about network engineering. You know, got some network fundamentals here. And I'd like it to look a little bit more dynamic. Let's see if the 4B model can do it inside of this harness. We go back to the model, and I'm just going to paste my already pre-decided prompt here. And we're going to try this with the 4B, the 9B, the 27B, and the 30B or 35B inside of the harness and see how they each do. We just go ahead and we paste our harness command. And of course, you can see it's slowly working through the problem. I'm just going to hit yes for this session to kind of let it run on autopilot, and we will check back in and see if it can even do it or if it runs into any issues or problems, and maybe I got to manually steer it. V.1.1, boys. I'm impressed. I think you will be too. And we're back, and as you can see, it did some thinking, right? And it did the tool call, which is a far right. So far, so good for the 4B model. Let's see the results of its thinking. So it says task complete. Oh, let's wait and see what it does. And of course, we're going to check back on the site itself, and we're going to validate the work it did. Oh, okay, that's better. That's better than what was there. Let's mess around with this site a little bit more and see what else we can see. We got some animations here at the bottom. We got some animation cards here at the bottom. We've got some clickable information here. And we got some routing and switching information. So not bad, you know, not the best website. I'm pretty sure you could probably keep iterating over this, right? And get a better result. But let's roll back our changes and let's test the 9B model and see how it interprets those instructions. Back over on the harness, I get to show off another new feature, which is switching your model. So if you were to click model right here, you can then search for your model. We're going to do Qwen 3.5. And then we're going to select the 9B. And another new feature we're going to do is actually change our chat session to a new chat. In the background, I rolled back our container. So we should be getting a blank slate again. So let's hop back over to our website and confirm we're back at the old config. So we're back on that site again. And as you can see, it's back to the old layout. Let's go ahead and run that exact same prompt, but against Qwen 9B and see what comes out of that. So same prompt, back on the model, and we're just gonna give it a go. You can see the newest prompt right there, same exact one as before. And you can see the model loading up in LM Studio. We're just gonna eject that 3B model. I'll let it run for a couple seconds and see what happens. Bigger model, so it is going to take a little longer. My hope is that we get a better result out of it, though. And we'll come back when it's done. So it's time to swap models. I went ahead and started a new session. Let's go with Qwen 3.6. And this time we're going to go with A3B. Then we're going to shoot a quick hello to the model. And you can see 3.6 loading up in LM Studio. I'm just going to eject the other one. This version of 3.6 is at Q2, so it is a very quantized model. But even then, it's still pretty smart. It's a lot smarter than baseline 9B at Q4. But it is also surprisingly fast because it is a MOE model. So we'll play around with this, toss the same prompt to it, and see how it handles it. All right. So we now have the old site load back up. And let's see how Qwen 3.5 30A3B works. This is a 35 billion parameter model, extremely quantized. So normally it should be about 20 plus gigabytes. It's down to about 12.5. Let's see how it handles the exact same challenge as the other models. We went ahead and kicked off the prompt. This is a bigger model. It's even though it's an MOE model, it's still going to take a little bit longer for it to come to its decisions. So we'll check back on it in a few minutes and see how things are going. So it's claimed that it is done. Let's go ahead and check that out. We've got the site loaded back up. Let's give it a quick refresh. Ooh, this is a much better website than any of the other reattempts. Look at that. Oh, it's clickable. Okay, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. And that is it for today, boys. I was going to go a little bit deeper, but I have things to do later. So yeah. Check out SmallCTl V.0.1.1. This version can now do at least one task, up to like 2 or 3 with 30B models or 27B dense models. Small models, I'm still working on that, making slow progress. It was just getting them to do one task was pretty difficult. Now they can do one task. So maybe with another month or 2, we can get them to do 2. If I can get them to do 2, I can get them to move as many as I want, okay? That's data. That's progress. This is a fun project. If you want to check it out, check out SmallCTl. Latest version is hot off the presses. As always, thank you for watching, and stay blessed, boys. I'll see you on next video.